Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie. And this is coming to you on Netflix. Why not Paramount Plus? Don't know. And this film is from director Liza Johnson and focuses on a situation where the company that Sandy works for, why she's down in Bikini Bottom, winds up stealing all of Bikini Bottom with a giant crane just coming down there, claw machining it right out of the ocean. And it leaves Sandy and SpongeBob to go to Texas and try to save them. So how Sponge Out of Water was supposed to be SpongeBob out of water, well, this is actually Sponge Out of Water, because the vast majority of this movie takes place on land. And it's a lot of mix of CGI animation with live action. The CGI animation just, I don't know, it just doesn't look right with a lot of these characters, and it's like overly smooth and kind of cheap looking, and you know, it's Netflix, you would expect better, because more money, but you know, it's strange, and there's also quite a few moments where some of the visual choices are just downright disturbing and weird, and like, that's always been SpongeBob, but like not in the ways that old SpongeBob would try to do it. There's one particular scene where our main antagonist, Wanda Sykes, who is hamming it up here and having a ball, she is trying to tell us her backstory, and how they choose to show that is nightmare fuel. And I don't know if I'll ever be okay and can actually get that out of my head, and I wish I could. It's one of those kinds of things where they make so many weird choices that fall flat often. From a narrative standpoint, this is very loose in terms of its story. It's basic. They're trying to get to this water park, which is where the science center used to be that Sandy works for. Now it's a giant water park. They're trying to sell all of our lovely denizens of Bikini Bottom out as sea pals, as pets, and it's just, there's moments where there's actual laughs and clever jokes, and you're like, okay, maybe this will turn around, but the vast majority of this movie is just not funny, and a lot of the gags fall really flat, whether it's visual gags or characters or just, you know, this film is supposed to be a Sandy Cheeks movie, and like, you get to meet Sandy's family, Craig Robinson, Johnny Knoxville, Gray Griffin. They're playing her family members, and sure, they're doing having a lot of fun with it. You have a whole entire crew of like criminal rattlesnakes with mustaches and stuff like that, which they basically just ripped off Rango. But like, there's ideas, and then there's the execution. And a lot of the execution is just not funny, it's not amusing, and there's just a really big reliance on trying to make this work with the computer-generated animation over the live action. And there's a lot of live action parts in this movie. And, you know, this movie just is aimless. It takes too long trying to get there. This movie's only an hour and 25 minutes. So it's not even a long movie. It just, and even for a movie that's supposed to be like Sandy's movie, SpongeBob's in it just as much, and SpongeBob is just as much as a forefront. I do feel like some of the other characters get sidelined a bit, and they're forced to like return to Bikini Bottom just to check in on them, and they're not really doing much of substance. It's just, well, we can't forget about them the whole movie, and spend time with these live action characters, which are like Wanda Sykes is basically playing a cartoon, but then there's these two lab assistants that are just not interesting, and you spend this time with them, and it's like, why are we focusing on this? And I just feel like this film doesn't really click in the way that like classic SpongeBob would, or even the last three movies. Like, I really love the first two movies, and I really enjoyed the last one, and they still felt like SpongeBob. Like, I know this is trying to be a Sandy Cheeks movie, but it's still SpongeBob, and it just doesn't hit on the same level. And the writing just doesn't click. The humor just doesn't land. It's just trying, it feels like it's trying way too hard to make you laugh, and none of it really does. There's only fleeting moments of some really good, clever humor, and otherwise, I feel like the kids will enjoy all the wackiness and randomness of the movie. But like as an actual movie, this is just a messy hodgepodge of SpongeBob characters with some live action stuff and a thinly veiled plot to get us from point A to point B. But those are my thoughts on Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in, supporting your Wasteland reviewer.